Chapter 40. West Qi City under siege. When Nangongquo and Wu Ji took them into the Zhou camp, Lu Xiong staunchly remained on his feet, but Fei Zhang and Yohan knelt before Jiang Ziya, begging for mercy. Lu Xiong, you should understand the times, obey the will of heaven, and distinguish right from wrong. Now all people, high and low, know the wickedness of King Zhou. They've forsaken him and make their obeisance to us. We already possesses 2/3 of the country. Why are you so dull as to act against heaven and bring about your own end? Jiang Ziya demanded. Jiangshang, you once served King Zhou, but now you're rebelling in search of honor and glory. I'm your captive, but I'm fed and paid by the king, and I'll die for him. There's no need for a lot of talk. Lu Xiong answered defiantly. Put them in prison. Jiang Ziya ordered. Jiang Ziya mounted the earth terrace and recited incantations to disperse the clouds. The sun reappeared and the ice at the foot of Mount Qi quickly melted. Of the 50,000 Shang soldiers, about 5,000 had been frozen to death. The survivors fled back through the 5 passes. Jiang Ziya sent General Nangongquo back to the city to fetch King Wu. When he entered the palace, Nangong was admitted at once. The Prime Minister and his soldiers have been fighting at Mount Qi in blistering heat. There's no shade in the open wilderness, and they must be exhausted. What do you come to see me about? King Wu asked. On the orders of the Prime Minister, I've come to invite you to Mount Qi. Accompanied by civil and military officials, King Wu left the city and set off for Mount Qi. When they had traveled about 20 li, King Wu noticed lumps of ice floating in ditches and streams along the road. He asked Nangongquo the reason, and Nangong told him how Jiang Ziya had frozen the mountain. 70 li from the city, they arrived at Mount Qi. Jiang Ziya came up to meet the king. What do you want to discuss with me? I've asked you here to offer sacrifices to Mount Qi, your highness. Jiang Ziya answered. He did not tell King Wu that the sacrifices were in fact to be offered to the terrace of creation. He wrote an elegy in memory of those who had lost their lives and laid the altar with candles and incense burners. When King Wu burned the incense, he ordered that the 3 prisoners be brought in. When they arrived, he immediately ordered their execution. The 3 heads were then presented at the altar. Prime Minister, why cut their heads off while we're worshipping Mount Qi? King Wu asked in surprise. Those 2 heads belong to Fei Zhang and Yu Han. Jiang Ziya answered. They were minions and deserve death. King Wu agreed. When the ceremony was over, Jiang Ziya and King Wu led the army back to West Qi City. Meanwhile, the remnants of Lu Xiong's army had fled into the 5 passes. Han Rong sent an urgent report to Zhaoge. Grand Tutor Wen was reading a report from Sunshan Pass that Deng Jiogong has won a major victory over the South Grand Duke. When it reached his hands, he opened it and read it, then stamped his foot in a rage. I never imagined that Jiangshang would be so difficult. He's killed both Zhang Guifang and Lu Xiong. I wish that I could go to the front personally. But how can I, when the rebels in the east and south are still running amok? He said to himself. He asked Ji Li and Yu Qing. Who do you think I should send to the front next? Grand Tutor. West Qi has intelligent strategists, audacious generals, and well-trained soldiers. Not only was Zhang Guifang defeated, but even the 4 holy men from 9 Dragon Island failed. In such a serious situation, we cannot but send the Mole brothers. They are certain to succeed. Ji Li replied. The Grand Tutor was delighted. If anyone can defeat West Qi, it's these 4 men. He immediately issued orders appointing the 4 Mo generals as commanders on the West Qi front, and Generals Hu Shen and Hu Lei to replace them at the Good Dream Pass. When the order came, the Mo brothers burst into laughter. Grand Tutor Wen's fought numerous battles. Why is he so upset about Jiangshang and Huang Feihu? Why use a knife for slaughtering oxen to kill a chicken? They took 100,000 soldiers and set off to the roar of cannons and the war cries of their men. Their pennants fluttered boldly, and their weapons gleamed in the sun. They marched over mountains until they passed Peach Blossom Peak and arrived at the north gate of West Qi City. There the Mo generals ordered the army to halt. After the victory at Mount Qi, West Qi's military forces were stronger than ever, and many more areas pledged their allegiance to King Wu. One day, a patrolman came in to report. The 4 Mo brothers have arrived at the north gate. When Jiang Ziya turned to his generals for measures to repulse them, Huang Feihu anxiously moved forward. Prime Minister, the Mo brothers have all learned one kind of magic or another. I'm afraid they'll be very difficult to deal with. The eldest one is Mo Liqing. He's 20 feet tall, and he's got a magic green cloud sword, stamped with an earth, water, metal, fire, and wind charm. The wind that it invokes is dark and conceals thousands of swords and spears. Anyone caught in it is instantly cut to pieces. It simultaneously produces innumerable flames and a black smoke that covers the sky. Whoever it touches is turned to ashes. The second brother is Mo Lihong. He's got a magic universe muddling umbrella, decorated with jade and pearls. The charm wrap up heaven and earth on it is written with pearls. When it's opened, the sky and earth are plunged into complete darkness. If it is twirled, heaven and earth tremble. The third one's Mo Lihai, who carries a lute with 4 strings that represent earth, water, wind, and fire. When they're plucked, fire and wind appear much like with the green cloud sword. The youngest of the 4 is Mo Lishou. He has a magic spotted ermine in his bag. When the animal's released, it immediately transforms itself into a white-winged elephant and devours anybody in its path. It won't be easy for us to defeat them. How do you know them so well, General Huang? Jiang Ziya asked. Because they were under my command when I fought in the East Sea District. I am telling you the truth. Jiang Ziya became deeply worried. A few days later, Mo Liqing said to his 3 brothers, "By order of His Majesty, we've come here to attack the rebels. It's been 3 days already, and we must take action now. As Grand Tutor Wen has honored us, we can't let him down. Let's meet Jiang Sheng tomorrow and destroy him in a single battle." Mo Lihong said assuredly. They drank happily that day, and the following morning, took their men to the city, demanding that Jiang Ziya come out to meet them. In view of what Huang Feihu had said, Jiang Ziya hesitated. But Mujia, Jingjia, and Nijia said, "Uncle, we can't give up the fight just because of what General Huang said. Heaven is on our side. We must adapt to every change of circumstance and not be cowards." Jiang Ziya came to his senses at once and ordered that they march out of the city. He bowed politely. "Are you the 4 Mo brothers?" "Jiang Shang," replied Mo Liqing rudely. "You don't keep to your dukedom, but take pleasure in creating chaos. You place traitors under your protection and disobey the orders of the government. You beheaded our commanders and hung their heads on your city gates. Now that we've arrived, why don't you lay down your weapons and declare unconditional surrender? It'll be too late for you to regret it when we've leveled your city and destroyed everything." "You're wrong, Commander. We're ministers appointed by the Shang dynasty. We obey the law and observe the rights. We aren't rebels at all, but we've been invaded more than once by His Majesty. He's humiliated himself through the defeats suffered here. We're not aggressors. We haven't sent a single soldier to the 5 passes. We won't accept the accusations you've made." Jiang Ziya answered calmly. "How dare you speak such nonsense? Don't you realize that you're facing immediate destruction?" Mo Liqing said furiously. He strode forward to attack Jiang Ziya but was intercepted by Nan Gongquo. Mo Lihong then rushed forward but was met by Xingjia. When Mo Lihai plunged in, Nijia flew at him on his wind-fire wheels. Mo Lishou also rushed in wielding his staves, but Wu Ji galloped up and intercepted him. The battle raged fiercely from early morning till noon. Nijia took out his universal ring and threw it at Mo Lihai. When Mo Lihong saw it, he immediately leapt away from Xingjia, opened his universe-muddling umbrella, and shook it slightly. In a twinkling, the universal ring dropped straight into the umbrella. Jingjia saw what had happened and took out his invisible dragon stake, but it was taken away by the umbrella too. Jiang Ziya then cast his staff for beating gods in the air, but he did not know that it was effective only against gods and not against immortals nor ordinary human beings. As the Mo brothers were to become Buddhist immortals and serve as the 4 heavenly kings 1,000 years later, the staff was powerless. It was also taken by the umbrella. Jiang Ziya was deeply alarmed. Mo Lixing dodged away from Nangong Kuo and seized the chance to shake the green cloud sword on his back 3 times. It instantly poured forth a heavy black smoke that rang with the noise of thousands of swords, axes, and lances. In moments, thousands of Jiang Ziya's men lay dead or wounded. Seeing that his eldest brother had used the green cloud sword, Mo Lihong opened his universe-muddling umbrella again and twirled it 3 times. Immediately, the sky darkened and fierce flames soared high in the air. A violent fire raged over the battlefield. Mo Lihai plucked the strings of his lute to intensify the attack. When Mo Lishou released his ermine, it transformed into a white elephant, devouring the Zhou soldiers left and right. Jiang Ziya was completely defeated. His men fled, leaving numerous wounded and dead behind. In this first battle, the Zhou army lost 10,000 soldiers and 9 generals, while 8 out of every 10 survivors was injured. Jiang Ziya fled on. His nondescript,